All right, Glap. Oh, shit. All right, Glap. This one is for you, buddy. You've been asking me to do this video for a while, and I'm finally getting to it. I was supposed to actually get to it a couple of days ago, but a bunch of stuff kept happening, you know. I did explain what happened in the previous videos that I posted. And I was actually recording this video earlier today, and some fucking fuck shit happened where my computer just randomly crashed out of nowhere. And I was already 20 minutes into the recording, and it was really annoying, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But now I'm in a really good mood. I have a special surprise for you guys coming up pretty soon. Something that I've been wanting to do for a while, like since I was literally like a kid. And that's all I'll say about that. But besides that, let's get right into this. There's just more good news for today. Today's just been a good day, and I want to, you know, I guess kind of end this good day off with some good news. So before we get into that, I'm gonna go put this shite away really quick.
No wonder George is giving this kind of response that they have done their vision, not mine. And with Star Wars, it
Oh yeah. Sorry, it just like blacked out for a second. So quick rundown. Really good news. Kathleen Kennedy has finally been, you know, sent to the Shadow Realm. Couldn't have asked, you know, for a better timing. This is honestly amazing. Oh man, I'm just so happy right now. Like, oh man, thank the big JC, the big Jesus Christ. That's my God right there. The big JC.
no wonder George is giving this kind of response that they have done their vision, not mine. And with Star Wars, it has to be the creator's vision, right?
Yeah,
that's the problem. George Lucas makes a very callous and disinterested comment, and you can really read between the lines on that, and that's what we're going to get into today with George Lucas, who just said his view on Disney Star Wars and whether or not he's moved on or hasn't.
Which means that I don't have to come back here.
Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. Sit back, leave a like. Let's have some fun. George Lucas says, of course, he's over making Star Wars movies after selling the rights. I've got a life. The director sold the franchise to Disney for $4.05 billion in 2012, which is now, you know, a lot of stock options and such, which I don't know how those stocks are really doing. But 13 years after selling Star Wars to Disney, George Lucas has confidently moved past the franchise. While talking with WSJ Magazine's innovative issue published Thursday, the father of Star...
Holy sh... Hold on, Chad. We gotta... Before it escapes my mind again. Sorry about that, Chad.
Explained that he's got a life and has set his eyes on new things and left the massive franchise in the rearview mirror. Disney took it over and they gave it their vision, Lucas said. That's what happens. Doesn't sound too happy, does he? He added confidently, of course I've moved past it. I mean, I've got a life. I'm building a museum. A museum is harder than making movies. To me, it sounds like if you can't read through the lines on this one, then I feel bad for you.
And I want you to get out of this office.
Now, you guys know that I've done a ton of research when it comes to the first 6 films, and that's in regards to the film, the characters, the character arcs, or the behind the scenes, which I find to be the most fascinating. Star Wars archives, the making of books, the art of books. I have a plethora of information that I have studied when it comes to George Lucas and how he created Star Wars and everything that went into it from his initial thought processes that have all been documented in the publications. So when it comes to me having an opinion on this kind of stuff, it all rhymes perfectly. It's on beat. And when people want to come out and say that, oh, no, George didn't mean that, please. Now, right off the bat, I do think that George is done with Star Wars. I do think this whole thing has left a very...
George has been done with Star Wars since, like, what they did with Rey. Like, what they did with Luke Skywalker and the whole last movie and shit. Basically, like, the last 6 movies, the last 3 movies that came out. As soon as he seen that shit, he was just like, what the fuck is going on? And he just peaced out. Like, dude, he literally entrusted Kathleen Kennedy, his essentially one of his apprentices, with this task. Like, he chose this specific apprentice with this task to protect this franchise and to, you know, only make stuff that would actually make sense. And this bitch turned around on some Asajj Ventress shit and did the complete opposite, and literally like ran that shit into the ground. She like fisted that shit into the ground.
Very bitter taste in his mouth for a number of reasons. I think
like Kathleen Kennedy pulled up on some fucking Duke Nukem shit. She was all like, oh, I'm Nukem Duke, I'm here to kick gum and chew ass.
A million different things. He has changed the face of the planet in technology, editing, how you watch movies, etc. He is known mainly for Star Wars. I don't really know how much he loves that. You know, maybe he wants to be known for other things too. But now he is going to be known for other things, and that's this massive, beautiful museum that he has been making and focusing on. So I do think he has moved on in that sense. I also think that the vitriol that he received during the prequel trilogy wasn't really the most kind, wasn't really something that he wanted to stay around for. And I feel like the bullshit that happened with the Disney merger or selling of Lucasfilm to Disney is something that he is clearly here very unhappy about. Now, if George was very chipper about what Disney was doing with Star Wars, he would say that they're continuing my vision and he would endorse it. He doesn't show up to the premieres. He does not endorse it. And from the friends that I have that know of his opinions, it's not great about Disney Star Wars. Let me tell you. Let's really dive into this and examine some of the things that George has said in the past. You know, that Charlie Rose interview, to name one, as well as the comments that he's made regarding Star Wars in general.
Dude, and this is why I like Star Wars Theory, and other people like hate on him and shit, because he knows his shit. That's why people fucking hate on him, because he goes out of his way to research, interview people. Like, this guy has interviewed people that made the Star Wars shit. Like, he's not just getting this info from like out of his ass or like, you know, other YouTubers or like some rumor reporters. No, dude, he knows people inside the network. He knows people affiliated with Star Wars. Like, he's literally interviewed the people who made the soundtracks, I'm pretty sure, and some of the books. Like, mad shit, dude. I'm pretty sure he's interviewed Sam Witwer, dude, the guy who voices Darth Maul and who plays as Starkiller. Like, they literally took his likeness and made it into Starkiller. Like, he is Starkiller. Like, he literally interviewed Starkiller. Like, come on, bro.
And
this guy knows his shit.
Saying essentially that it's like a breakup. You don't call them. You don't pass by their house. You just leave it where it is and you move on with your life. You don't look into the rearview mirror as you're going ahead.
Like obviously, I'm not gonna fucking suck him off because I know he has his own reservations for shit and stuff. But for the most part, like, his view of Star Wars and George Lucas's view of Star Wars, like, that's what I see as Star Wars, dude. You know, like bro, when I think of Star Wars, I'm trying to see lightsaber fights. I'm trying to see like the Duel of Fates type shit. You know, I'm not trying to see all this nonsense. What the fuck was even the Acolyte?
And that's unfortunately where George is at now, and I don't think he wanted to be there with the selling of Lucasfilm to Disney. George had a ton of different treatments for the sequel trilogy, and he gave his sequel trilogy treatment to Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. Before he left, Kathleen Kennedy wasn't even supposed to be in charge of Lucasfilm, but he appointed her as president of Lucasfilm because he felt and trusted that she would take his franchise into good hands. She didn't. She lied through her teeth, and she said that she really cares and that she's going to take good care of his characters and his story, and she failed to do that time and time again.
As it moves into Disney, I think it's vitally important to anything we create that we hold on to the spirit of what.
Look at this hag, dude. Oh man, dude, I hate this bitch.
And Star Wars has turned into this horrible space now, where not only are there sequel trilogy and spin-off merch not selling, not only is there fandom a massive divide, not particularly just because their products are ass and written by boneheads who don't understand Star Wars.
I feel like for better or for worse, when I had my chance at the plate, I swung.
But namely because Disney has turned Star Wars into a massive political divide. The problem with Star Wars today, besides the incompetence of the writing and the people that they're hiring, is their boneheaded, egotistical, and dogmatic view of their own shows, of their own writing. That if you do not like this show or this movie because it has a female lead or a person of color, then you must be either sexist or racist. Back when I was a kid growing up in the 90s,
Ray Skywalker.
We would discuss films based on the films themselves. Well, no, this character wouldn't do that because this, that, and the other. Or this character would do that.
This is actually 100% true. Oh man, this is 100% true. Like back in the day, we used to just analyze things for what they were. You know, like, oh, Master Chief. You know, he's Master Chief is a perfect example, dude. Like Chief is Chief. You know, this is a thing about aliens invading us, and, you know, we have to defend ourselves, and, you know, we're fighting aliens. What are we doing making a show about this guy getting completely butt-booty naked, taking his chip out just so he can feel? Like, dude, Spartans have always been able to somewhat feel. Their feelings have just been minimized so they can make more rational decisions. Like you had Chief in the show making this like the stupidest fucking decisions I've ever seen in my life, man. Oh man.
What if that happened? But today's world, it's, oh, you didn't like this, not because this character didn't fight the way you thought he would. It's, oh, you didn't like this because you're a racist, sexist.
Yeah, you're a bigot.
This is something that Disney has done a phenomenal job in doing. I wish they would take as much time as they did in dividing the fandom with political spectrums as they would in writing the actual movies that we were supposed to get, which were supposed to continue George's legacy. Now, when George sold Lucasfilm to Disney, this wasn't something at the top of his mind. Bob Iger closed down Disney Park.
Dude, when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, you know, he was just thinking about the movies, you know? He was just thinking about, oh, they're probably just gonna, you know, make more of these, you know? He didn't think that he would use them as like a way to spread your fucking propaganda and bullshit, and you literally ruin and damage the integrity of the films, ruin the timelines, you know, ruin the characters, just completely pick apart and dismantle the entire franchise as a whole, just so you can get your political and stupid ideology across to fucking fans and groom kids. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
They had lunch. He schmoozed him, and he's like, well, look, George, you're getting old. You don't have any heirs. What are you going to do with Lucasfilm? We're going to take care of your treatments. That's for sure. Yeah, we're going to buy them from you, lock them up, and throw away the key so nobody else can touch them. And this is all documented in Bob Iger's book as well. We'll get into that in a little bit. I truly believe that this fandom has so much.
Can you imagine writing a book, dude?
I do believe that there are negative people in every fandom, in every sect, in every
that's a fact.
In the world, negative people exist. But to brush an entirety of beautiful, kind, positive people who just want a good story as this ugly, negative thing because of a few bad apples, to me, that's extremely irresponsible.
Like, dude, I'll say it time and time again, dude. Like I know I'm an asshole and shit. And the way that I word things might be or come off as rough and shit, or just blunt sometimes, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, like when it comes to Star Wars and shit, like and entertainment like this, dude, you know, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie, where I was even gonna go with this. Fuck, I just blanked out. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Like I know I might be kind of rash when I be saying things, But at the end of the day, dude, I'm still just a kid that wants to watch freaking like lightsaber fights, man. Like, I don't want to involve any politics or anything when it comes to Star Wars or Halo, dude. Like, keep all that bullshit out of this. You know, keep all your propaganda, all your ideologies out of this. You know, if I like this guy's work, it's because I like this guy's work, not because I like his ideology or some shit. That's what politics are for. All right?
Disney's part, and all of the people that they employ who bully fans. I'm one of them.
Oh, yeah, and that's also where I was going with this, dude. Like, bro, just because I'm telling you that I don't want to constantly be seeing like tranny shit or gay shit, you know, every single piece of media that is now out there and every single franchise, every single fucking thing that I like now. I remember back in the day when people used to tell you, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't affect you. It's not bothering you. You don't have to see it. Oh, well, guess what? We do have to see it now. And every single thing, everywhere you go, you have to hear it. And if you don't, and if you don't get used to it, and if you try to say anything about it, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're this, and you're that, dude. Like, bro, come on, man. I'm just trying to watch shit about space wizards and lasers, you know, and you know, and lightsabers. Like, come on, man.
There should be better leadership over at Disney, and that all falls down on Kathleen Kennedy's shoulders, who has absolutely destroyed this beautiful franchise after promising George Lucas that she would take the utmost of care into his legacy and his characters.
Vitriol that we received. And
I hate this chick.
Targeted attack, I would say, we received by the alt-right.
Unbelievable. The alt-right. Not everyone is speaking as those very, very select.
And the reason he's playing that shit, chat, is because that is the bitch who was like the main character in the Shackleite. The Shitolite. Oh man, dude, this is what happens when you let your ideology and your politics literally just consume you. Like yeah, I know I like to talk about politics and shit a lot, and it sounds hypocritical for me to say that, but dude, at the end of the day, I could still separate, you know, politics with politics and entertainment with entertainment. Like, when I'm talking about Halo and Star Wars and shit, and I'm criticizing it, I'm not criticizing it because of bullshit. I'm criticizing it because of what it actually needs to be criticized, you know? Like, if you watch any video or any of my streams where I'm, no, or actually any of my streams where I'm like, you know, when we're watching Halo and shit, or playing, you know, watching any Halo videos and stuff like that, you know, I always see, this is Halo. You know, this, you know, et cetera, you know, I'd be comparing what is and what's not, you know, what's actually accurate to the world, what's not accurate to the world, you know, like why the character's doing this doesn't make any sense, you know, shit like that. I don't care about if they're fucking gay, lesbian, or whatever. Like, why are we even focusing on this, bro?
Few percentage that every fandom, every sect, every cult,
like, I don't care, dude,
is speaking. That's one of the major issues with Star Wars today. Forget the fact that they don't even
like in some situations, especially like Halo, and for instance, the example that I'm about to use, Stranger Things, dude. Like, it's just so stupid, man. It literally doesn't even make sense. Like, bro, the entire world is falling around apart. You're literally getting fucking like invaded and attacked by monsters and shit, or whatever the fuck is going on, and you're going on about how you're gay, about how you like men. Who the fuck cares, dude? We're all about to die. Like, we're literally all about to die, and you're going on about how you're gay. Who the fuck cares? We're like, bro, what?
Proper writing or character development, or the hero's journey. I mean, that's a thing of the past, and that's at least we have the first 6 films for that. It's one gallery out of 33, and I did it grudgingly, Lucas admitted. I didn't want people to come to the museum and say, where's the Star Wars? So the Star Wars stuff is only 1 out of 33. To me, it seems like he's kind of really Gorn. It seems like he's really hurt about this.
I'm not the Jedi I should be.
And as he said, Charlie wrote that he did sell it to the White Slave, right? And in Bob Iger's book, the follow-up to that is when he went to George to speak to him after that interview. He said, you know, when you say these things, it hurts your stock too. So essentially making it a money issue instead of, hey, you know what? If you speak your mind like that, regardless of what you believe, you're going to hurt your own pockets. It's a money thing. This whole entire 100%. Disney owning Star Wars, there's no passion, and we can see that in the products themselves. They're sitting on an absolute multi-billion-dollar gold mine, and they're shitting it to the ground because they don't have any passion whatsoever. They just see it as a lucrative business. But the problem is that while they might be great businessmen, they really don't know how to tell stories when it comes to Star Wars. And when you're constantly chasing the money, you're going to lose it. You need to be chasing story. You need to be chasing relatable themes. There's nothing relatable with the sequel trilogy. There's nothing relatable with The Acolyte. And when you're dropping hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into these no-name directors or writers that really don't understand Star Wars whatsoever, you're going to lose. It's that simple. When you make boneheaded decisions like giving Kenobi $90 million and giving Andor $750 million plus, or Acolyte $250 million plus,
these are all mistakes. Really you fucking, I'm all mistakes.
Writers like Stuart Beattie, 3 brilliant movies that was supposed to be the Kenobi trilogy films, and bastardized it into this diluted mess that was the Kenobi show, written by Joby Harold and Deborah Chow. I just no wonder George is giving this kind of response, that they have done their vision, not mine. And with Star Wars, it has to be the creator's vision, right? And that's the problem. It's not. So how do we get back to that? Well, we have to hire people that actually care about the franchise, that actually know the franchise, that believe in Star Wars, and don't use it as some sort of a twisted medium or conduit or vessel to push propaganda to us, to our kids, and to divide a fandom. Because I feel like that is probably what they're meaning to do, is to divide people, cut off the old Star Wars fans, and create an entirely new fandom of radicalized people that will accept anything simply because the lead is a female or if they're a person of color. Completely negating the fact that it may be an absolute ass-written project, but because it has these checkboxes, then all of a sudden it needs to be praised as if it's the cure to cancer.
Yeah, like, and you can't even deny that this is not happening, because explain to me how in the flying fuck does Ironheart have any awards being nominated for anything? How are you, bro? Who is paying for you to get this award, bro? Who paid for this shit? Because, bro, who watched this shit? That was the most doo-doo butt fucking show I've ever not watched in my life. I didn't even have to watch it. Other people were complaining so bad, bro. Like, oh man, dude, like, this is crazy, dude. I don't need to know that the show was bad. Like, the only thing that I need to know that it's bad is that you have a fucking gay AI in it. Like, what's going? What are we doing? Like, you're over here disrespecting Tony Stark, you know, fucking calling him a billionaire playboy that wouldn't be nothing without his money or some shit. My man, he built this shit in a cave with a box of scraps. What do you even tell? This is what I mean. We destroy the timeline and the integrity of these, like, you know, films and things that we've done already that were so good, just to try to make way and try to, you know, rise up these shitty ass characters that nobody cares about, dude. Like, Riri Williams was really just made up, like, pretty recently. Like, Riri Williams was like a brand new character, dude. We did not ask for this. Like, what the fuck, dude? I would have appreciated more if you would have made the actual daughter of Pepper and Iron Man be the you know, the inheritor of this shit. That would at least make sense. Not this random ass bitch who is just hating on Tony Stark for no fucking reason, dude. Like, are we just not gonna pretend like he didn't build the Iron Man suit and basically unlimited energy with a box of scraps in a cave? Like, bro, you're stealing money. You are not living in a cave. You have the, you know, freedom to actually get a job and shit, but you're out here stealing money to get parts to build your suit, dude, that you've basically stolen essentially blueprints from Tony Stark from, because you already had, you know, a layout. You already saw the Iron Man suit, so it's like, you didn't do anything original, my guy. You didn't invent anything new. Oh man, like, who voted for this shit, dude? Nobody watched that shit. That's like giving She-Hulk a bunch of awards. Like, I guarantee you, the only reason she got awards like that as in She-Hulk, I mean, not She-Hulk. The only reason why Ironheart got any awards is because she's fucking black, dude. Literally. Like, a lot of people don't want to say it or hear it, dude, but that's literally it, dude. It's because she's black. Like, look at She-Hulk. She-Hulk was equally as dog shit at this show, and it did not win anything. It didn't get nominated anything. And why? It's because she's white. It's because She-Hulk is fucking white. But ultimately, both shows are equally as trash. And look at the Velma show, too. Look at the Velma show. The Velma show was also equally as trash. I don't even know how the fuck it got a season 2. All these shows are equally as trash, but the only one that got an award was Ironheart. Because she's black. Like, bro, and most of the cast was literally, like, mixed or some shit. Like, we're literally just giving, like, fucking, you know... We're literally just giving awards just for meeting criteria. Oh, are these people gay? Are they tranny? Do they have a gay robot? Are they black? You got it, dude. You win the award. And the show's completely shit, but you still win the award. Like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what are all these DEI hires? What is this DEI hire shit? Why are we not making actual good shit? Like, what? Like, what? What the fuck? Like, if you really wanted to wokeify it, you could have literally just made Riri's parents Iron Man and fucking Pepper Potts, you know, and in this universe, just make, you know, like not everything has to be connected to the original MCU, you know, like the Avengers and shit. You could have easily just made it so, like, you know, in this universe, Pepper is black, and, you know, like, Iron Man is still Iron Man, or Iron Man is also black, or some shit, you know. You did not have to do this atrocity of a show. Like, what the fuck even was this?
You know, I really feel that George's sentiments on women...
And that's the thing. And that's my biggest point with everything that I just said, is that people would not give a shit if you were, you know, making DEIing everything, you know, making everybody, you know, either black or some shit. Nobody would give a fuck if you were doing that, if the things that you were making were actually good. Like, if the plot was good, if the story was good, if the actual movie was good, if the show was good. You know, if the soundtracks were good, but everything is doo-doo. Everything is shit.
Star Wars stands that he made a few years ago regarding how you can't just throw them into pants and expect them to be this hero. They have brains, they have intellect, they have so many more things going for them than just their gender.
Yeah, like, dude, maybe I would have actually watched the show if Riri wasn't fucking written to be such an idiot. And what's crazy is that the actual actress herself is an actual bitch too. Like, apparently she would be fighting with the cast members a lot, and like there was whole drama on set with her. I'm not gonna go into that, but it's like her actual like IRL personality like seeped through and like infected the actual character. Like, bro, sorry, I was reading something. Oh man.
And this is something that he wanted to provide very clearly and prove very clearly in the original trilogy.
Like, dude, you actually wrote Riri, and the thing is that they let this bitch have so much power. Like, they let her overwrite the character so much. Like, dude, if you just wrote her to be, you know, not a bitch, and, you know, if you actually hated Tony Stark so much, you could have just made it so Riri, you know, didn't even know who Tony was, you know. You could have just wrote this better, dude. You didn't. You could have just made it so she didn't know who Tony was. You know, she coincidentally built her own version of the suit without even knowing who Tony was, or whatever. You know, and then she eventually ended up finding out who Tony is, and then looked up to the work. You know, looked up to his work, not him. Like, looked up to the work and everything. You know. Make her be like a good student, you know, something like Peter Parker, you know, somebody who might not have a lot of money, but isn't, you know, stealing, committing crimes and shit. You know, you're living modestly, you know, living humbly in your apartment. Like, dude, there's no problem with living in an apartment or anything and just struggling with your bills, dude. That's why Peter Parker sticks out with people. That's the exact reason, because it's the most relatable. You know, being in that situation and still doing the right thing, you know, not committing crimes, you know. And it's not even about using Peter Parker, because look at fucking Miles Morales. He's the same exact way, dude. Like, he might not be struggling with bills and shit, but he's still going to school, you know. He's not out here committing crimes and shit, you know, and he's still doing the right thing. And his parents aren't rich, you know. They also, I imagine, struggle for bills, you know. They're living in an apartment, and one of them's a cop, you know. It's not that hard to just write good shit, man.
That she is the one running the rebellion. She is the brains behind the whole operation, and it's not Han Solo or Luke. These guys are very disillusioned. They're very lost. They're boneheads, just like the guys that they have writing Star Wars today. or the girls. So with George, I can understand why he would say this kind of comment that they've taken it and ran with their vision, because it's not his vision anymore. It was supposed to be. It should have been. And I truly feel that this is all on the shoulders of Kathleen Kennedy, who has destroyed the franchise, either for her lack of vision or her vendetta to destroy the franchise and make it her own.
What are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
And I
Wait, hold on. All right, just wanted to make sure it still turns on. All right, ready?
And I don't support that at all. I will always support George Lucas. I'll always support what he stood for in terms of...
Oh, yeah, quick. I guess while we're on the topic, quick thing, dude. This is like my my own personal lightsaber that I chose myself for actual dueling. And yes, I've dueled people, and I did a 2v1 and actually won. Because I am a duelist, dude. That's what I mean, dude. I might look all goofy, but don't get it twisted, chat. I could handle a fucking 2v1 lightsaber fight, and I have done it, dude. Fucking me and Nick and Alonso, when we all got our lightsabers, these motherfuckers tried taking me on, dude, in a 2v1 lightsaber fight. I smoked them both, dude. One saber, dude. Can't see me, son. So I'll be telling people, dude, I might look all goofy, dude, but I'll take your head off with the lightsaber, bro.
Storytelling and
dude, if lightsabers were real, dude, if lightsabers were real, and you know the Force was real, bro, I would be the illest bro. I would fucking solo Vader and Palpatine, bro. Fuck all that plot armor shit, dude. I would finesse these. I'll be on some Star Killer shit, dude. I'll be over here doing like the Anakin spin, dude. Fucking throw my lightsaber, pull Vader. Oh man, dude, I'd be going crazy. Motherfucker would try to force choke me. I'll force choke this motherfucker back. Like, bro. Oh man, chat. I don't know how the fuck I just did there, but.
Hey.
Oh man, chat.
See, I'm making my boy Danny some money, man.
Oh man, I'm fucking filthy with the lightsabers, dude.
I'll always preach his message that he tried to leave to us. That
oh god, no that's just on Josh Sheen.
Josh Sheen, who sneezed?
That's crazy, Glebs. I'm actually recording your video, and I did.
Self of control, just like Anakin. And if we can take a page out of the characters that he wrote, it's that you have to try and apply yourself.
I had like this thought that I had like this like this thought in my head. I'll be like, dude, that'd be pretty crazy if like Kevin just fucking joined. I'm recording it.
Hey,
you have to remain virtuous, and you have to do your best. And it's okay to fail, because failure will eventually lead you to where you're supposed to be. Just everyone has it.
Yeah, that's the thing that that's the thing that these people at fucking LucasArts and shit right now, and fucking Disney. That's what you guys don't realize. We don't care if you put out shit and it's dog shit, you know, and you actually tried. We care that you're putting out propaganda bullshit, and you care more about getting your fucking, you know, your ideology and your shit. You know, we get it, dude. You're fucking gay. We get it. You're tranny, dude. We you know, we get it, dude. We get it. You know, you want to incorporate people of all different skin colors. We fucking understand, dude. But stop making that the entire premise of the fucking show. Like, why are we focusing on this, man? Like, that's what we care about, dude. We want you to make good stuff. We want you to care about the story, the plot, what's going on, the background, details. Everything matters, dude. Not this fucking hogwash. Like, bro.
Different journey. It might happen several times. It might happen once. It might happen 100. But eventually you'll get
like why are we letting somebody who in an interview quote unquote said, oh yeah, when I was like a kid, you know, the Force was like this seducing thing, like this sexual seducing thing. Like, what are you talking about, bro? This is a thing for kids, bro. This is literally a franchise for all adults and kids. And you're going on about being seduced and all this bullshit. Like, bro, oh, bro, what? keep your daddy issues outside of this shit, bro.
And he's
Oh
told
my
that story
God.
with Anakin. He's told that story with Ahsoka. He's told that story with Luke and all of the other characters within Star Wars. And that's something that Disney has really failed to do. That
Put
they
your
say,
finger
just
in
because
that.
you are a woman, you
Come
are
here.
a perfect, flawless character, overpowered, and you get everything
That's
handed to
it.
you. Just because you're a person of color, you get everything handed
Stop
to you.
breaking
Why?
stuff.
Are they not people too? They have so much more going for them.
But dude, when I was a kid, and like me and my friends at kindergarten, we were looking through the Star Wars encyclopedia and shit. We weren't thinking about, Anakin was being seduced and all this shit. That's so high. No, bro. We were thinking about lightsabers and the fights. Oh, Anakin, that shit was so cool. Like all these explosions. Like, bro, what the
Then
fuck?
just their optics. And this is something Disney fails to see. Because if they didn't, they would have written them with the same level of intellect and character development and relatability that George Lucas wrote his characters, whether it be Leia or Luke or Anakin later on. And that's the kind of storytelling that I think Star Wars is missing. That's the kind of storytelling I think we need today. And that's overall a even bigger problem is what Hollywood is missing. Let's get back to making movies amazing by just having competent writers that aren't having their hand forced by studios to tell them what to do, but rather are running off of their creativity and their respect for, if in this case we're talking about Star Wars, George Lucas. That's
Back
my
to
thoughts on
Mundo.
that. I wish George Lucas the best. I'm happy that he's focused on his museum. I'll be going there a lot. I'll be wanting to visit it a lot, and I'll be doing meetups there as well, and paying for all you guys to come in with me. So, hope you all have a great day. Let me know what you think about this. It's unfortunate that this has transpired the way it has, but you know what? Seems like George is in a better place. One door closed for him, because he might have been stuck to Star Wars forever if they continued the way that he wanted them to. And maybe he would have just been, engulfed with that, happy with that, and wouldn't have ventured out to do other things, such as the museum. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Hope you're excited for Beta Episode 2 and 3. I got some amazing news for you guys. I'll be in San Antonio next week with Nick Dillard, the stunt master and choreographer of all of the prequel fight scenes. Very excited for that. I'll meet you all at SpaceCon, and stay tuned.
Oh man, chat. I'm so happy that the 1,000-year darkness for Star Wars and basically anything that Disney owns is over. Today was such a good day, man. Today was such a good day. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Star Wars Theory, and yeah, peace, guys.